Breaking right now, we have the news on tariffs. This is good news. The EU, European Union, is pausing the tariffs that were about to go right into effect. I'm telling you, these onto something, right? Because nobody wants those tariffs, and he's threatening 200% tariffs on European wines. I mean, wow. So the EU has just announced that they are delaying the implementation of those first retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods. They're delaying it into the middle of April. They're like, okay, we're still going to move forward, but we're going to do it in April. We're not going to do it now. They had like some 232 tariffs on EU steel and aluminum that was already being put into place, and the idea was they were going to retaliate with this. Donald Trump has already put a 25% tariff there on steel and aluminum. I will say this. How is it fair that we export our stuff to Europe? Use the wines, for example, all right? Since he was putting a 200% tariff on European wines. We'll send a California wine to Europe for 0 tariff. But we'll take a French wine for 0 tariff. But when we send our California wines, we don't put any tariffs on it. They slap a massive tariff on it. So all things being equal, like, shouldn't we just say, okay, you're going to put a tariff on something, we'll put a tariff on something. Like, what's fair, is fair. And if you really want to be fair, everybody just gets rid of their tariffs. Right? But I don't like the idea that I'm selling my widgets to you and you immediately slap a tax on it, but you sell it to me and I'm not allowed to put a tax on it, and somehow this is controversial. He's like, hey, this is a whole new profit opportunity for the USA. Listen to him here with my former colleague, Laura Ingraham, on Fox just last night.
How do interest rates end up going down when we're servicing our debt to the tune of about $1.2 trillion a year, and there's still deficit spending in Congress? How do we do that?
We have to pay off our debt. We have to start paying it off. Look, we're very under-leveraged when you look at the asset value of this country, but we're over-leveraged in terms of cash flow. We're going to have a big cash flow. We're going to take in, for years we allowed our country to be raped and pillaged, terrible expressions, and that's what happened. Much of it was done by our friends. Look at the European Union. We can't sell cars to them, but they sell millions of cars to us. They don't take our agricultural product, but we take theirs. The days are changing. We're not going to let this happen.
It's Barron's birthday on Thursday.
Yes.
And we've all as a...
Happy birthday, Barron. But you heard what he said there. Like, we're not going to put up with it anymore. We want a level playing field, for goodness sakes. And she made a good point. It was a substantive interview, actually. I credit, Laura's very smart, and he loves talking about the economy and business and the U.S.'s balance sheet and stuff like that. Fortunately, because, he's the first guy that's come along that has actually understood it. And you're looking already at a scenario which is amazing to me, and the inflation is coming down. This is a big deal. I didn't expect this. I actually didn't expect this. The inflation, I've said that the hardest thing for Trump is going to be getting inflation back in check because the Fed printed so much money and Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi printed so much money, and it was like a bonanza. And so that's something that I do think that it's going to take a while to work off. And yet the last 2 inflation reports have been pretty encouraging. Simultaneously, you've seen some good manufacturing reports. So all of this is positive news for the economy. Jerome Powell spoke on this just yesterday when he announced that they're not going to lower interest rates, which I'm actually kind of fine with. I know that Trump probably doesn't like that because he always likes lower interest rates. But, I like the idea that inflation is abating, and I'd like to see more of it. Here's Jay Powell.
So then, have we seen the new administration's policies in the economic numbers yet? And when do you anticipate that happening?
In labor or in other?
In labor and inflation, just across the economy. Have we started to see the new policies take effect in the numbers?
Only in a kind of an early way. I mean, it's only been a few months, right? For example, the layoffs that are happening here are, they're certainly meaningful to the people involved, and they may be meaningful to a particular neighborhood or region or area. But at the national level, they're not significant yet. But we don't know. We don't know how far that will go. We'll find out much more. I mentioned that you saw we've had two two very strong goods inflation readings in the last 2 months, which is very unexpected. I think hard to trace it to specific tariffs, but it must have.
So he admits very unexpected. He also, of course, said that it's not clear that all of these layoffs in D.C. are really going to have an effect on the national economy. They'll have an effect on D.C., of course, and I think sentiment in D.C. is just destroyed. I mean, everybody's freaking out in D.C. But what does it mean for the national economy? Perhaps not much. We'll see how those numbers continue to shake out. As for inflation, it's amazing. It's been coming down, but I consider that, an amazing, great thing. And we're going to hopefully see more and more and more of it. Take advantage of the opportunity I'm giving you. 76 Research, my financial research newsletter. We publish this regularly. We have model portfolios on there for you as well. Take a look at that because there's major stuff happening and you want to be able to take advantage of this. I really think that we're setting the stage for a whole new economy and it's good. It's good stuff that's on the way. So 76research.com, use code word dollar. We'll put the link in the show notes.